Hi, everyone. This is Alex Trebek. Listening to Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara is really putting yourself in jeopardy. So I never do it.
Don Geronimo.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
We do have a wonderful news that we want to share with our Washington, D.C. audience. That we received our Arbotron ratings again today.
The Arbotrons were fantastico.
Our monthly Arbotron ratings.
Yeah.
And, we told you the ones in Philadelphia came out a couple of days ago. And you guys really have supported the show in Philly after just a couple of months. And it's been well documented by us and by other disc jockeys with small wieners that we have a 0.8 share in New York.
Yes, absolutely. We are not happy with that. We are trying, but we are not doing as well as we want to.
That's our cross to bear. Well, in Philadelphia, the show's doing great. Yesterday, we got 2 more markets in. I know Mike and Rob will want to get ready to dance because once again, the good people of Sacramento, California, have rewarded us with #1 ratings on radio station KHTK.
Hey.
So there you go.
There's the dance.
Both Mike and Rob doing the Sacramento dance
Dancing
now.
vigorously.
But as much as we love Sacramento, as much as we love all the cities we broadcast to, Rob, really... And Rob, you've taken it to a new level.
Rob did the best. I think he did one of the best Sacramento dances he's ever done.
Because I felt it.
It was beautiful. It was from the heart. It's a thing of beauty.
Rob added a new touch, include milking his own breast.
Yes. Yeah. Rob and I actually started simultaneously, and then Rob went to the armpit. Glad I didn't see that.
Listen, here in Washington, D.C., and keep in mind, when we changed time slots, when we went from the afternoon to the middays, the word on the street was, man, you know what this is? This is a death sentence. Right, because no one will listen to this show in the middle of the day, and Rush Limbaugh is so popular, and this show will never succeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the little engine that could keeps doing it. Keeps on keeping on. Now, when we took over this shift, we were rated, I believe, 13th.
Yeah, I think we're 13th in the market. That's the mantle that we assumed.
And you guys now, it went up to 5th place.
Right.
Then it went up to 4th place.
Yeah.
And now today, it's up to #2, 12 plus.
Yay. We're on the precipice.
We're #2.
So right on in the beauty category, the beauty pageant category, the all listeners 12 and above, the show is rated #2 in the market in the midday time slot.
#2, poised to go #1. And when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, this show will have been #1 in 3 time slots in Washington, D.C.
Mornings, afternoons, and middays.
That is something I believe that not only hasn't been done in Washington,
never anywhere.
I don't think it's been done anywhere.
And it's going to happen. And you guys, thank you very much for admitting to the Arbotron ratings that the show is white hot, as important to you.
We are so thrilled with this. It's fantastic news. It really is.
Let me see. What do you got here? You got 18 to 34, #1. 80 to a 9-1.
Fantastic.
Wow.
25 to 54. Now that's your money adult demo. That's what the advertisers crave.
Yeah, we've always been solid in that category. What we do this time?
Same as we did last time. 5-8 to 5-8.
Very good.
Which is #2. But the good thing is the station that's #1, Wash FM, the station that plays the music that everybody can agree on, even the boss.
Right.
They're way down. Good. And 18 plus, of course, #1 again. That's a given. That's 83 to 87. So we want to thank you so much for listening to the Don and Mike Show.
Wonderful.
And as I've mentioned before, if you hear me say something on the show, generally, my motto is, if you're stealing from me, you're stealing twice. And I'm going to mention something now about our show that I, in fact, heard another disc jockey say. That on WJFK, the Don and Mike Show is an island.
Yes, that's stolen material, but it's nonetheless very good.
The Don and Mike Show appears to be the island of WJFK Radio.
Big island.
For our morning show is in 8th place.
Ouch.
Our afternoon show is in 14th place.
Yes.
Yet our show is in 2nd place.
There you go.
Oh, and I don't want to leave out our nighttime show because they're in 5th place. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, that's terrific. The Junkies doing a great job.
They're doing pretty well. But listen, thank you because this This is the one that really matters to us.
This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And being as the discussions that I had yesterday with the management here, trust me, it couldn't have come at a better time.
Absolutely.
Amen.
They would have loved for these Arbotrons to come out today and have us, go right down the old crapper.
Because that's how they think we'll be humble. We'll never be humble.
Once again, this is amazing stuff that on a big high-profile radio station that your highest-rated day part is middays.
Yeah, and we really are. We're so excited about, we don't want to count the chickens, of course, but we are so excited. I know I am.
We're right on the cusp of being number one again.
That to me really is something, man. You know what? If that's not reported when that happens, I swear to God, I'm going to start my own PR firm.
And I don't think I'm out of line if I say this. We're a great lead-in for any show that follows us.
I agree.
We're great lead-in.
With these numbers, why not?
Amen.
Damn. But for some reason, it goes 8th place in the morning, then 2nd place in the afternoon, then 14th place, then 5th place.
Yeah.
And you figure it out.
Figure.
I don't know. I can't figure it out. What, Leo?
That's great.
Yeah, we're psyched.
Congratulations.
We're psyched about that.
Oh, and I love pointing this out. Just one more thing about the ratings. Let me be self-serving for a second.
F you, white trash.
Oh, yeah, the show we replaced.
Yeah, G. Gordon Liddy. Now, the rap on this guy had been that he had been number one rated in the midday slot, and why would WJFK ever get rid of him?
I don't know where they got that.
The truth of the matter is that the old feed was in 13th place in the overall ratings, and it was only because he was bookended by 2 decent shows that he even had that type of rating. Well, he's now head-to-head against us on radio station WTNT.
That's sad.
Yes, it is.
It is really, when you mention that radio station, that's like being it's like being on a ham radio.
In the overall ratings, all listeners 12 plus, Don and Mike show, number 2 with a 5.2.
Right.
G. Gordon Liddy, number 27.
God. Well, I guess that's not all that. The gun nuts aren't really helping him.
Adults 25 to 54, Don and Mike show, number 2. G. Gordon Liddy, number 24.
24. Well, he's moved up in that demo.
Adults 18 to 34, Don and Mike show, number 1.
Right.
G. Gordon Liddy, number 33.
There ye have it.
Wow.
Do you have 80 plus on that breakdown?
And men 18 plus, Don and Mike show.
Always a desirable demographic.
Number 1, and G. Gordon Liddy, well, here he's kicking ass. He's number 22.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
He's number 22.
And we only mention that because he's had some very choice things to say about us since he's gone over to the other station.
How about that?
It's gotten back to us.
How about your potty mouth?
The whole rap when he got fired was, well, they're firing me, but I'm number 1 rated. Nothing was ever further from the truth, you piece of crap.
Well, I think the truth has not always been his best buddy. Anybody that's followed the career.
Stop with that.
Right.
Would you stop that, please?
Sorry about
listen,
that.
The Arbotrons are great here on WJFK, and we just want to say thank you for listening.
He did have number 1 in a bowl, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. He went.
That was his number 1.
He went number 1 in a giant Tupperware container when Chris Matthews from Hardball was in the studio.
Sorry about that. Got a little bladder issue.
G. Gordon Liddy can't control his bladder.
There we go.
Let's hear it for number 1.
Take a look at my Tupperware.
Number 1. So anyway, they're great ratings, and thank you very much.
Yeah.
We are delighted. Washington, D.C., we say it. It seems like it's a broken record the way we say this, but it all springs from here, and we are very, very grateful.
And, all I know is that 5.2 is a great number.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
If it wasn't for Washington, D.C., I don't think we'd ever have the chance to do what we're doing this very week, hobnobbing with Hollywood royalty.
And here she is right there, because we wouldn't be syndicated if not for D.C., so thank you. And anyway, there's the ratings, and I'm sure you'll hear other disc jockeys spin them however they like, but, the point of this is that we get our balls busted on a pretty regular basis by certain disc jockeys because our ratings in New York suck. And when you look at these ratings here, hey, baby, 14th place is 14th place. You can spin it any way you want. You could say that you're number 1 in certain demographics.
Right, exactly.
But 14th is 14th. And as a matter of fact, I got the ratings for Opie and Anthony, who are the guys I'm talking about.
Of course.
And they are number 1 in one demographic. That's men 18 plus.
Okay, good for them.
But they went from a 6.2 to a 5.8.
That's good.
In our last rating book, in that time slot, we were also number 1 with a 13.7.
Ah, there you are.
Persons 18 to 34, they went 6.7 to 6.6. I would be down. Adults 25 to 54, 3'8 to 3'6. That would be down. Men 18 plus, 6'2 to 5'8. That would be down.
Down. You don't sound like Jesse Jackson there.
That would be down. That would be down.
They would be down in the ratings.
That would be down. And,
Not good.
And
you don't like my Jesse Jackson? A lot of
That was
people.
really
a lot
bad.
of people don't. Though. You know, I've
It was
always
really
said,
weird.
Buzz, you like it?
It sounds accurate to me.
I love it, Mike. I love
I
it.
mean, for somebody so brilliant, that was just really off.
It seems to me, Don and Mike, with the
No.
ratings going down.
You sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
God.
Leah, I swear to God, there is a ball-busting guy out there that says my Jesse Jackson sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You have
I'm very
dealt...
sorry.
Yes. Winner! You dealt me a crippling blow.
Oh, man.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, for that guy, and I hope to God he is listening. That is not scripted. That is not scripted for that guy. That's
You know,
it.
and
There's got to be some credence to it now.
And Lee, you got to know if there's one thing that gets under Mike's skin, it's when this guy calls and says, "You're Jesse Jackson."
Oh,
Sounds like
man.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And now, I mean, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
No, it's amazing because
sorry.
you never heard this guy. This guy called like for 3 weeks in a row, and then you say the exact same thing. There's got to be some legitimacy to it.
Somebody's got to get an
Good
umbrella out.
boy for recognizing that.
Wow.
As all the people around that guy have to get umbrellas out now because now he's rating DNA.
If this same guy, I hope he calls in today. If this guy is listening, he right now is having a party. He is high-fiving his friends. That's right with the power. I always thought that Jesse Jackson was a little bit different. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So anyway, that's
But
the end of
Mike,
my.
you're so good at it.
Thank
I just
you.
never heard
That's
you
it.
be so off
I
on
understand.
something.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
She doesn't like it.
God damn it. Enough. Enough.
All right. So anyway, thank you for letting us get out our little piece about the ratings. Because let's face it.
Yes, congratulations.
Opie and Anthony, they love busting our balls in New York. They love saying, for instance, I've heard when someone calls up their show and says, well, I heard Donna might do a bit about dolphin sex 2 weeks ago. They'll say, yeah, but in New York, nobody heard it because they have a 0.8 share.
Yeah, and you know, that hurts, and it is bad. It's bad for my doctor, for my lawyer. But it really
You guys
does
are on
hurt.
the same station.
Yeah, and it hurts us, man, and it does, and I think that does have an effect on our show up there, and it sucks, and it's
It's just time for a little payback because I actually heard.
God damn it, we do that because they've been doing that to us for a long time, and it's very, very
I actually
frustrating.
heard them have the balls to get on the air and say, hey, and the ratings come out Thursday in Washington, and I guarantee, and I heard Opie say, I guarantee, we're making the move. We're going up.
Right.
Well, guess what, pal? No, you ain't.
Yeah, why don't you just, nobody, and we've said this before, I would love to be mutually supportive. I would love that to work. They don't have to love us, we don't have to love them, but you know what? They made that call. They've chosen to play it that way, and it sucks.
They like busting our balls.
They just
But
all
the
the
more
time.
you talk about them, the more you talk about
Oh,
them,
well, you know,
more
the
you're
fact is,
flattering them.
yeah, but you know what, Leah, that we've made the effort, and that's just the way it's going to be. And
No, but all I'm saying, Bub, is that you should just talk about your statistics.
Georgie,
You've
no,
gone
listen.
up.
Georgie,
No.
it's a
and
pissing
leave
contest.
them. Don't even bother with them. Don't even bother.
But honey, it's a regular bit of conversation on their show.
when you're in the trenches, and you
Arnold, hi.
you are trying, to fight the power. You feel good about the thing, don't.
And I'm going to say it again to Opie and Anthony.
Very
that
good, Arnold.
If you
Very
guys,
good, Arnold.
if you guys would ever want to get off your high horses and thinking your S doesn't stink, or your God's gift to radio, and if you would ever like to try to work as a package, and the package was supposed to be Big Bird, us, and them.
Whether you like us personally, whether you like our show or not, we are, a forced marriage. We can't help it. You can't help it. But I got news for you. That's the way it is.
Because-
So, whenever.
Because just like you've been torpedoing us in New York, we can now torpedo you here. Because I'm not the PD here anymore, and I don't care.
Yeah.
But still, I'd like to win. I'd like for
nice.
Opie and Anthony to succeed in Washington. I would like for us to succeed in New York. The two shows are on.
Now, that's a nice thing to say.
We're on in New York on the same station. We're on in Philly on the same station. We're on in D.C. on the same station.
You know, if certain individuals would realize that this show being successful in New York would be fine, and their show being successful in Washington would be fine too. But it ain't looked at that way.
But I just wanted to start today by reading you the actual numbers, because a lot of times these disc jockeys in particular love spinning the ratings, where they say, "Oh, the ratings were more gooder." You know, we did more gooder. We're kicking ass. We're kicking ass in Washington. No, you're not. You're in 14th place.
Okay, honey.
Leah, this is from my ticker, okay? It's called payback time.
I understand, but your
Payback is a bitch.
I understand.
I have been a team player long enough. I have swallowed my thoughts long enough.
We are in a situation, Leah, here, in New York and in the company right now, where we've been delivering for an awful long time, and it has become apparent to us each and every week that the only way we are going to get our thoughts out, and the only way we're going to let management and let everybody know how we feel is by telling it like it is. And because playing the good guy and playing the company guy has not worked for us. It has never worked for us here. And unfortunately, it should. It should work for us, but we don't get supported by management, and we don't get supported by management when we try to be the company guys. And so, F it. We do tell it like it is right now.
It would be nice once in a while. It would be nice occasionally if Opie and Anthony said, "Hey, I heard something funny on Dynamite today," or "I heard Dynamite today," rather than let their
talk to them
rather than let their comedian, say something about us, so that technically they're not the ones that are talking about us.
Exactly.
There's one of those shows that has to have a comedian in the studio where he'll go, "Yeah, but at least it's not a 0.8 share," and then they pile on about the 0.8. And
when we made the move to go to middays, and we went on live in New York middays, and these guys came down to go live in Washington, D.C., we really thought things were going to be much different. We did not expect to be, and I mean it, blindsided by these guys the way we were. And we have been blindsided.
You know what they want? I'll tell you exactly what they want. What they want is for WNEW, as a radio station, to go under, and they want it to play music so that they're the stars of the radio station.
Right.
That's what they want.
That is exactly what they want.
And I believe they're going to get their wish.
Okay, but now if you want me to mediate between you guys, I would be happy to.
Leah, I don't want you involved in this.
No.
This is simply me now, as they've done with their ratings. They'll get on and incidentally, those New York ratings you got, boys, I saw them. 8th place. I wouldn't be pulling my penis out about being in 8th place. And you can give me all the crap you want about we're number one in all the male demos. Really? Every male demo you're number one in? What are the numbers? What are the numbers? Why don't you read the numbers instead of just coming on with making the blanket statement? We're the only show on WNEW that gets any ratings. We're the island on WNEW. Our ratings are more gooder. Thank you, New York. Hey, it's a hang. It's just a hang. Holy yes. We're taking the country by storm. Our ratings are more gooder everywhere. I guarantee that we're going to be on number one, and we're going to be on the top in Washington. Washington's getting behind this show. No, they're not.
All right.
They might.
All right.
If we helped.
All right.
They might if we helped.
All right.
Just like our ratings in New York might be better.
Great ratings.
If you helped. But you won't help because you're rebels.
Rebels.
And because you will get your wish. And our show will be taken off WNEW, and you'll get Ken fired, and you'll be able to have a radio station that just plays music, and you'll be able to walk around all day like the kings that you are, and tell people to avoid eye contact with you, and that people can't walk past the doorway unless you've passed the doorway before them. You can do all that crap like you used to do with Carol Miller. You're going to have your way, but you're going to have to coexist with us on WYSP because we're on a level playing ground there. You've not had 2 years to badmouth our show there. And then you're going to have to deal with us at a level playing ground on WJFK for as long as we're working here. Because I'm tired of taking it up the A. I'm tired of going to this crappy, inept, eunuch management and saying, how about getting everybody to play together like we're on a team? And they go, wait, well, I can't control them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it was. And that's an important fact to point out is that when we did that, when we went there and said, hey, let's just say get an even playing field. We think that,
so you know what, Ken?
They think we will benefit in New York if we, bury the hatchet with these guys, and they will benefit in Washington, D.C. They don't give a rat's ass about that. And you have to defend yourself at a certain point when it is a pattern of behavior. And this ain't just the Don and Mike show. There's been a hell of a lot of shows that they have chosen to do this to.
The only show that they
like to eat their own young is what they like to do. They like to, it's very, very, very easy to have an established show in a market that chooses to blow up shows that are on the same station. It is very easy to do that. More difficult to tackle the competition. A radio show that's on another station. Very easy to do it in-house. Because
I think it's very weird. Now, why hasn't management talked to them?
Because they're pussies.
Because they have no balls. Because management has talked to them, and they've come back to us.
But it seems like they talk to you guys an awful lot.
They sure do, and you know what? We've listened. But we're not listening anymore.
Yeah, we played the game for a long time.
Our contract is rapidly running out, and I quit being the program director yesterday, so I don't really give a crap. I wish nothing but the best for WJFK, but I just want to let that fact be known because subliminally or otherwise, Opie and Anthony have ingrained in our New York audience that we suck. And our ratings suck. And for a while, they even had the balls to say that their ratings were bad because of the lead-in that we were offering them. Well, let me see. The lead-in we're offering you now is number 2 in the market. You're turning it into 14th place. I'd like to hear the spin today. Let me hear the spin today about how Washington's really getting behind you. 18 to 34, 6-7 to 6-6. That's down. 25-54. Do you know that we used to own 25-54?
Oh, absolutely.
We were number 1 for 23 consecutive ratings books, and that, ladies and gentlemen, that is where you make your money.
And that is no small accomplishment either.
You don't make your money in radio.
They call that the fickle demographic.
You don't make your money in radio on the 18 to 24 or the 18 to 34. You make your money in radio on the 25 to 54 because these are the people that buy the houses and buy the cars and buy the airline tickets and go to the banks. That's the money demo. And they've taken that beautiful number that we've had, and well, actually, they're still in the top 10. They just moved down a notch from 9th until 10th. I'm just tired of it because
nobody tells it like it is. It's just it's crap, and we've been effed on. We have been effed on WNEW in New York for a very long period of time, and it is our educated opinion that nothing will change there, and we have made the effort, and now we're going down in flames.
Too late. You guys have probably won the battle, Opie and Anthony. You've won it. Congratulations. The only show you endorse is Ron and Fez because they don't threaten you and because they kiss your ass. That's great. Enjoy it. See if you can save Ron and Fez's jobs when WNEW gets blown up and they start playing records all around you, which is what you guys want. That's okay, because we'll still have Philadelphia and we'll still have D.C. And like it or not, you're going to be tied with us for a while. We're going to be tied together at the groin for a while until our contract is up. So it'd be nicer to work together than work apart.
But that's what they choose to do. And that'll continue. You bet your ass that's going to continue. Well,
no, I guarantee
After today?
Yeah. It will.
Well, we haven't done this in a long time.
Where we actually just read the real.
The more you talk about them, the more you're flattering them.
I'm not, trust me. This is not flattering.
This is really, it's more like self-defense.
You know what it is? It's a wake-up call.
I know.
It's a wake-up call to say, listen, if you want to talk about ratings, and you want to talk about being number 1, and you want to talk about being number 1 in the big thing with them is we're number 1 in the male demographics they hire us to be number 1 in.
Right.
Really?
But you've laid out the facts today, so.
Yes, I have, but I'm not done laying out the facts today. I'm not done. I've got 2 years. Mike and I have 2 years of this building up inside of us.
Oh man, it's been 2 years of just, being blindsided and, being told that everything's going to work out and then, and really, out of the only way this comes from, I don't know where it comes from, but I think it comes from a feeling on their part of being threatened by this show. And once we made the decision to go to middays, I would have assumed that threat was fine. That they no longer felt that threat, but for some reason they did.
And Opie or Anthony, if you're listening and you'd like to call in, call in.
We would welcome that.
I'll take your call.
No, we've said that again and again. Absolutely.
Okay.
You've walked into their studio.
Yeah. Or if you'd like us to come on your show, we'll do that.
You will, Don.
I will. Sure, I will.
That'll be after 3 o'clock.
I know you won't do it, Mike, but I would.
And I mean, not Don. Not because I wouldn't love to do it.
Oh, I know you've got your lifestyle.
Yes. Thank you.
The Don Mike show, though, you know what it is? It's an island on WJFK. We're just here on our own little island.
Right.
With this whole radio station's falling apart around us.
Hey, Leah, how would you feel like if right before, Raymond went on, he came out and or somewhere in the script on Raymond, it's like, could be worse, Robert. You could be watching King of Queens. You know what I mean?
No,
you know what I mean? That would be,
and
first of all, it's unheard of. It's unheard of in your business, but I mean,
yeah, we don't do that to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of how we feel about other shows on the network, we do not do that. It's just not something that's done.
Right.
Do you know how long we have coexisted with, and don't delete his name out on WNEW, or I'll refer to him as Big Bird. Do you know how long we've managed to coexist with Howard Stern?
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah. Right.
12 years. Mm-hmm. Do you know outside of the fact that he went through the period where he was demanding that they delete out his name? Do you really know how many run-ins we ever had with Howard?
I mean, people would be amazed how few. And
you know how many we had? One.
Yeah.
We had one 12 years ago. And you know what they did? Put us in a room and they said, you don't talk about him, and you don't talk about him.
And we went, okay, and he went, okay. And
that was it.
And that was it. I mean, it's amazing, but true. And, it's proven. Howard has made comments about us in the past. We've made comments about him. I think everybody knows how we feel about Howard, how Howard feels about us. But that is the absolute gospel truth. We have gone our separate ways, coexisted on the radio station here in Washington, D.C. And, it's been okay. And,
and that's the classy thing.
And we're coexisting in Philly, and frankly, we're glad to have Howard as a lead in Philly.
Absolutely.
And that's the way to do it.
And I'm just tired of, it was as late as Monday. I got in my car, I'm on my way home. I hear some guy calling Opie and Anthony. And, I'll say in their defense that they were taking a call, although I know they never take unscreened calls. Mm-hmm. So they had to know that the guy wanted to talk about us, which is a way of getting around the whole thing with management about, but we didn't talk about them. A listener brought it up. Right. Some listener calls up and says, you guys will never have the ratings in D.C. that Don and Mike had. And right away they start with the rhetoric they got a 0.8 in New York, and I will tell you something. We're going to be, that Don and Mike are yesterday's news that we're going to take over Washington. We're feeling good from Washington. Mm-hmm. We're loving Washington. We had the Washington ratings on Thursday. I guarantee you the ratings will be up. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, you guys knew that call was coming. You put that call on the air. That wasn't an unscreened call. You've never taken an unscreened call in your life. You knew the guy wanted to talk about us, and it was your chance to blast us again. Which has been done again and again and again on a radio station that we are trying to make some headway on. And you know what? Enough. Management ain't going to help us.
But they know your weak spot. And when somebody knows your weak spot, they pounce on it.
And you know what? This is their weak spot. This is their weak spot, Leah.
Okay, but if you pretend it doesn't bother you, it will cease to exist.
Leah, you are so freaking naive. I want to tell you something. You don't know what this is like. This is like
we're down here in we're in the abyss. We're down here in the primordial ooze down here. This is a different form of show business.
We're in a mud pit.
It's the way it works down here. It does. Unfortunately, I'm not proud of it, but that is the way it works in radio. It has for millions of years. Part of many performers' act. I mean, everybody. You call any syndicated show, any show you listen to, any talk show. It's opinions. It's calling it like it is. That's the way it works.
Even when these guys don't mention us by name. Imagine how good it must make me or Mike or Buzz, anybody on the show, to feel to get in the car and to hear Opie and Anthony go, well, we got our ratings today. Thank you, New York. More gooder. We're number one in all male demos. It's too bad every other show on this station stinks.
Right. I understand. No, I understand.
What you're saying is that our show stinks. And what I'm saying is, in Washington, D.C., you're not being embraced by the audience. You're in 14th place.
And if you're going to succeed in cities where where we have been established, I think, whether you like us professionally, personally, you ought to seriously try to realize that you're on the same team. They will benefit and we will benefit.
Yes, they will.
That's the bottom line. I mean, that is the way it'll work. But it doesn't matter.
This is the WJFK Island, though, right here, this time slot. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to even do what they do. But you know what? Our boys, the sports junkies, who are on at night, they do great. We love that show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they're effing, popes.
We love that
coronate somebody. Come on. It's such crap.
Yeah.
It's such total crap.
So, our New York ratings are what they are. We have a 0.8 and we are in 24th place. They have a 3.8 and they're in 8th place. I wouldn't be pulling my trick out, laying it on the desk about that. If I was getting beaten by a douchebag like Sean Hannity. If I was getting beaten by Cubby Bryant on Z100. And I don't want to hear the stuff about in demo. Because you know who says in demo? Losers. Because anybody can pick a demo and say they're number one in. And Opie and Anthony are big at making blanket statements about New York saying we are number one in all male demographics. Really? Is that really true? Right? Well, I don't know. I've not seen the numbers.
No, I'd like to.
But all I know is that I hear it. Mm-hmm. I hear it, but I never hear any actual numbers. that follow that statement up. I mean, I see we're coming on.
Not to mention when we go up there. Not to mention the attitude in the building, in the hallways.
The vibe.
Yeah. The vibe that is just, talk about going into an environment and trying to do your job where it's basically
too cool for school.
The most childish BS that we have to deal with because you can't be professionals and just coexist. It's completely ridiculous. And because of the weak posture of management at that radio station, that's allowed to happen. Yeah. And you know what? A guy with a decent management style, somebody wouldn't tolerate that crap. Would not tolerate that crap at all.
I don't care if you like him or not. Stop talking about him. Stop saying that the rest of the station sucks ass. Worry about your own show. Worry about your own 8th rated show. I tell you what, you get to be number 112 plus, then you can rip on the rest of the station. And incidentally, I say that because, gee, Mike and I have done that.
Right.
Quite a few times. Mm-hmm. And even when we did it, we didn't come on and take a leak on the rest of the station.
Right.
Never. And I really have the feeling that we're on our last legs in New York.
Oh, yeah. It's obvious.
So what have we got to lose by being honest with the people of New York?
Yeah, we'll be back. I'd like to be on again in New York, and I certainly hope that, I'd like to turn this situation around up at WNEW. I don't know whether it can be done when you're battling the show that does have ratings when they continuously are slamming you and positioning you. Radio stations are all about positioning. We talked about this yesterday when Don was talking about when he was a program director here, when he was programming it. The way you position it, the way you project the image, that's the way a radio station wins. And when you have a radio station that takes one of its afternoon drive parts, one of its drive times, and just completely cannibalizes another show and trashes another show, that is going to have an effect. And I'm not too big a guy or too embarrassed to mention that. It does. It's going to have an effect, and it sucks.
They've set us up to fail in New York.
It is the wrong thing to do.
They've set us up to fail in New York, and now we're going to return the favor. All we are going
to way to turn that around.
No. All we're going to do is every month when the ratings come out for Washington, we're going to read our ratings and read their ratings. That's all we're going to do.
Just the facts.
Just the facts. And if they want to work together, they can work together. And I'll read the ratings for Philly, too. Like I said to Ken the other day, if we're going down, we're going down in flames, baby.
Absolutely.
And I'm not even going to say this, but if we get fired at NEW, Ken gets fired. And then what if they get a real manager in there who might actually try to tell them what to do?
It is one of the most ridiculously tense working environments up at WNEW in New York that I've ever experienced. Absolutely insane.
I'll just lay the facts out one more time. We suck in New York. We're in 24th place. We're not happy about it. You guys don't suck as bad in D.C., but you suck. You're in 14th place. Let me see the stations that are beating you. And let's see the level of competition of the stations that are beating Opie and Anthony. PGC. That's black station. NMJ, black station. WTOP, news. WMAL, that's Sean Hannity. WGMS, classical. You're getting beat by a classical station. WKYS, black. WBIG, oldies. WWDC-FM, rock and roll. Wash FM, Celine Dion music. WHUR, black. WIHT, the worst top 40 station in the world. WRQX, Mix 107.
Hi, how you doing? Yeah.
Possibly the worst radio station, any format in the world.
In America. In the world.
WMZQ, the country station.
Amen, brother.
Yeehaw.
And then there you are in 14th place. So I tell you what, climb up the ladder 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 13 notches, and then bust my balls about how we suck in New York. Because we're handing you one hell of an audience, and you're turning it into S. And the show that's on after you has better ratings than you do. So what does that tell you, Opie and Anthony? And your army of 12-year-old boys on the internet? Christ. And listen, one last thing. We're roughly all the same age.
Yeah, enough of this deception.
Thank you.
This is the greatest deception that needs to be cleared up.
Stop pretending that you're not almost 40 years old. Enough with the baggy jeans and the sideways hats and the holy ass. We're so cutting edge cool. Man, I got the new Godsmack yesterday, and I was jamming on that baby all night long, and I can't believe I was so drunk last night, man. I'm so friggin' cool.
I got my 40th birthday coming up. Yeah, really, act your age.
They are not younger by much than we are.
Right.
They are not.
I'm not sure what both of their ages are. It's like 38, 39, something like that.
Something like that. But they like to pretend like they're 15.
Right.
Which is all right.
All right.
If that's the way you're gonna make your living, that's fine.
But enough, portraying us as the old men.
Yeah, but don't bust our balls for being old, when in actuality, we're roughly the same age.
Right.
Roughly the same age. Just because we wear shirts with collars on them, don't bust our balls.
I don't always wear shirts with collars, though. Now that it's golf season, I'll have a collar on all summer. I will. I swear to God.
All right.
Oh, that felt good. That's a nice purge. That's really getting it off our chest.
That's the truth, right there.
Oh, I feel like I've spent an hour in the therapist's office.
That's the bottom line truth.
A little justice.
And now today, I bet what they'll do is we
are going to be eviscerated today. I don't care. Doesn't bother me at all.
They will spend their whole show telling New York how bad we suck, and the people from D.C., their lemmings, will call and say, "Oh, but we love you guys. You're so great."
Whatever.
Well, you know what? I judge it by the Arbotrons.
Arbotron.
And the Arbotrons say you're in 14th place.
So get ready. It'll probably be happening this afternoon. If it doesn't, fine.
And guess what?
It doesn't matter either.
If you guys want to do better in Washington, we'll help you. If you'll help us in New York.
Yeah, business.
There you go.
A business proposition.
Make a deal.
Otherwise, gee whiz, I don't know. I might just have to do what I've been doing in the afternoon recently on my way home, which is turning on WMAL to listen to Sean Hannity. Mm-hmm. That's a disgrace that you guys will let MAL come up from like 25th place to get beaten by Sean Hannity.
What's that, Liam?
The more the upside of this is the more they talk about you, the more people will tune in and go, all right, let's hear these guys who apparently suck.
No, but you know what? But it's not.
But then what happens is
it's not working because the subliminal message there for 2 years has been we suck. We are old. We are not funny. We suck. We are pussies because we went to management and asked to have a meeting with them.
Yeah, that's why we were labeled pussies.
We're not crazy rebels like them. We're not crazy rebels. We don't download an Eminem song from the internet that my kid has had for a month and get on the radio and play it and make it out like, oh man, well, there's going to be a cease and desist order about this because we are so scary, outrageous.
Yeah, you pummel people with the same message for enough time. When you got a show that hasn't had a chance to establish itself and you're dealing with that negative energy all the time, you're never going to be able to get a toehold, and that's what's happening to us. I think there are many factors involved in that. I think the overall presentation of the radio station has a lot to do with it, but it certainly doesn't help us when we've got a two-man PR team bashing us on a consistent basis in New York City. That doesn't do the job.
Yeah, when they play the Titanic music, when the ratings come out, they go, boy, this station's the Titanic. Except for us, all the other shows on this station suck.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to say that about.
Good.
I'm not going to say that about WJFK because WJFK is still a pretty decent radio station.
It's a kick-ass radio station.
A pretty decent radio station that's really underperforming an afternoon drive. Really underperforming.
Well, I think you made a good point when you said if you guys want to work it out, let's work it out, and I think you should leave it at that.
Well, I hope we are able to do that. But when you mention what's done in New York, you have to also mention that you're talking like that up in New York, and you're also slamming your bread and butter down here in Washington D.C. And people that listen down in Washington D.C. that have listened to this show for the better part of 2 decades. They get pissed off at that. And that affects the whole radio station.
I want to say to the people of Philly who have been brought into the middle of this, this is the only time you're going to hear us do this. But we had to say it one time.
We had to get it off our chest because we really feel like we have been targeted for no good reason.
And you know why
they're real men. They'll give a call.
No. Do you know why we have been so well received on WYSP in Philadelphia?
Why?
Because we didn't have 2 guys on the air bitching about how bad we were before we got there. And once we started there.
Level playing field.
Yeah. You know what they did on WYSP? They just announced we got a new show, the Don and Mike Show.
Right.
You know what they did? They pounded out the lineup. Said Howard, Don and Mike, Opie and Anthony.
Bam, bam, bam. All the time.
That's how they do it. And that's why the show's succeeding in Philadelphia. I mean, and maybe, maybe New York doesn't like our show. I can deal with that. I've dealt with rejection before. I have failed before miserably in many jobs. No skin off my nose. I use it as a learning experience.
Yeah. But I'll tell you something. I base it on the people we talk to, and you shouldn't always do that, but I'll tell you, the people I talk to in New York that are into this show are very into this show.
Yeah.
All 0.8% of them.
Small but mighty.
Well, in that size city, that's still a significant number of people.
Yeah, there are some.
I mean, really. I mean, you can talk all day about it, but the fact is, we get a lot of participation from New York City, and I enjoy it.
We're just tired of the crap.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that we got to work in that environment, and we're all tired of it. And it's a goddamn pain in the ass to go up there too. It's a pain in the ass to go up there and try to get established when you got an attitude that's permeating that radio station, an attitude where where people take a look at you in the hallways, certain individuals like you have an effing disease.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Because you're the old guys from out of town.
Yeah, that's
you're not young and cool, man. You're not cool, man. Hey, Opie, maybe we can meet at a skateboard stand. And we can discuss it. We can discuss our differences. Of course, I know if you were portraying it with me, we'd go somewhere, and they busted my balls because I offered to take them to dinner at the Palm Restaurant.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
Let's drop that charade, too, boys. The working class.
Where'd they want to go?
Christ, you guys who make millions of dollars a year, can we drop that working class BS, too? Hey, we're just normal guys that take the train into work every day.
Regular Joes.
Yeah, regular Joes. Hey, Don and Mike wanted to take us to the Palm. We're Hooters guys. Bull ass. Bull ass. You're Hooters guys. Bull ass. Look at your paycheck. That ain't a Hooters paycheck.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's all positioning. Yeah, it's and it's crap.
And anyway, we're great and they suck.
In conclusion.
That's what I want to say. And
there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
And anytime management would like to make a decision between these 2 shows as far as who stays and who goes, we welcome it.
Amen.
If you would like to come to us and say, infinity if you'd like to come to us and say, gosh, now we've discovered that you're as scary, out of control as Opie and Anthony.
Right.
And we can't have these two shows coexisting.
Please, we would be more than happy to go elsewhere.
To work out some sort of deal.
Thank you.
That would be fair to all parties included.
Amen, brother.
And our representatives are waiting for that call.
Standing by.
Fantastic.
Standing by.
That's right, and our representative is Johnny Moonbase.
Now, let's break. Let's break.
That's right, Leah doesn't know, nor does Johnny Moonbase, but he is.
I feel awful now. This is now 2 days in a row that we started the show with this inside crap.
I know it was inside crap, but I'll tell you, I speak personally here, that was fun to listen to. It is a long time coming.
Phone number 877-365-3636. We will take the 100th caller now for the celebrity birthday, and then we'll move on with our show.
Yay.
Amen. With our show that is 24th ranked in New York and 2nd ranked in Washington, D.C. And that's the other thing, Washington, D.C. Like it's a crap market. Hello? McFly. It's the 6th largest market in the world. McFly.
We love it here.
It's the capital of the world.
We do love these people. We've had a relationship for a long time.
Yeah.
Hello, Don and Mike. Hello.
Don and Mike.
Yeah, you're the 100th caller. What's your name, my friend?
Hey, this is the dude that prank called Opie and Anthony the other day.
You prank called Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, I was telling them that they suck and that their ratings, they're not number one.
What are the odds of this?
What's up, Don?
Wow.
I love you guys. You guys are the greatest.
This is the guy who I heard on their show the other day. Wow. This is the guy.
I love you guys, Don and Mike.
This guy was saying you'll never be
They'll never be number one.
You'll never be number one.
They said I'd never be on WNEW again, too, and I am right now, aren't I? Yeah, little Opie and Anthony.
This is what...
What's up, Don and Mike?
You didn't prank call them. You just called them with the truth.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How did you get on the air with them? Because I know they never take unscreened calls.
I lied, of course.
What did you say you wanted to talk about?
They were talking to some retard on the phone, which was their, funny little bit of the day.
Yeah.
Supposed to be a great little bit, so I called and said that, I had known who that was and I had a tape of her, which I didn't. But they bought it and they put me on the air.
Gotcha. So then you got on the air and you said, this is when Lisa and I were listening. We heard just that you saying, well, you'll never be as great as Don and Mike are. Yeah. You'll never be number one. And I was
being funny as well, but it's true. It's true they won't have your ratings in D.C. ever.
And then they fought back, but
right.
But that's not the only time that this has happened.
Right.
I want to make that clear to our listeners that just this douchebag here, who happens to be the caller 100 right now.
Right. Exactly.
He led them into a discussion.
Yeah, so we will cut them some slack on.
However, they also could have done what we have done, which is just
tell the truth.
In the past, when someone the truth.
Hold on, psycho man.
When someone calls us in the past, when we have been called about Opie and Anthony, we generally say their show is fine,
and just move on.
We have no problem.
We've been doing
your show. I hear the little jabs here and there.
Right.
Y'all never say anything about them. You try to support the station like a good radio show should, which they're not doing. And everyone, I'm sick of it.
But you know what? In all good faith, I can't let you win a contest because this sounds like 100% setup.
All right, that's cool. I just wanted to get on the air and tell them they suck and you all do rule. We love you in Washington.
This is a true fan. That's why he's honoring your decision not to reward him with a prize. But call back some other time and you'll win a prize.
Hello there, Don and Mike show.
You'll get through too.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Listen, you're the 100th caller.
Who, me?
Yeah, I know. I hung up on the other guy because the other guy's the guy that called Opie and Anthony.
So you're the 100th caller. How do you feel about that?
I'm not the 100th caller.
Yo, now please turn your radio down because you're probably still listening to us.
I'm catching a delay.
Right. Yeah. Turn your radio down, D.A.
Turn your radio down. It's time for you to participate in a radio game.
What is your name?
Mine?
What is your problem?
You know what, Mike? I am going to go to another caller.
God.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello.
It's one of those. See, now everybody's jumping off because they thought we had a winner. Turn your radio down.
Turn it down, please.
It's down.
Thanks. What's your name?
John.
Johnny, where you from?
I'm from the middle of nowhere out in Pennsylvania. I'm listening to you guys on YSP.
Beautiful. Johnny, you've won the Mulholland Drive prize pack.
Greatest lesbian scene in the world.
Yes. Don't miss Mulholland Drive, premiering on pay-per-view May 24th.
Damn! Hell yeah!
Comcast In Demand and Cox
What
Cable.
the hell was that?
I think he likes it.
Did you say something about lesbians?
Lesbian.
Yeah! Bring it on! I can handle them.
I will tell you right now, sir, if you enjoy a good lesbian scene in a movie, both Rob and I were angry at the movie due to its plot line. Yes. It was very difficult to follow.
Too.
However, if you skip like Mr. Skin would do right to the lesbian scene, you won't be disappointed.
Oh, and Mr. Skin will be on the show today as well.
Don't worry about that. I won't be skipping that.
All right, here you go. Now you're going to play for $10,000. As the jackpot continues to decrease.
Yeah. This is rough, you know, guys. This is some rough stuff, man.
On the Celebrity Bird. Well, you got to understand that until the jackpot gets to a manageable amount, I can't. Although, you know what? I am going to give a clue.
No.
At $20,000.
Well, no, isn't it $10,000 today?
It's a $10,000 clue.
What?
He's a man.
He's a man.
And let me say, he's a man's man.
That's right.
Oh, no.
Okay? There's your clue. You can thank me on your way to the bank.
I'm going to ask you to do something you're not real good at. Pay attention, okay?
You can thank me on the way to the bank, and then as you leave the jewelry store with a suitcase full of diamonds, after you win $10,000,
right?
I'll play you the verb. Please don't answer until Mike sings like
Judy Garland.
And here we go.
Caller, name this celebrity burp.
There it is. Now there it is. And not only is he a man, he is a man's man. Mike.
The road gets tougher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, now here you
Thank
go.
you very much. Thank you.
For $10,000, who is that?
Oh, see, I'm just going to take a guess. I have two guesses in my mind, but I'm just going to say Arnold Schwarzenegger, but that's probably wrong.
It is. Go with the other one.
All right. I don't know his name. That little guy, he has a real annoying voice. He's, oh, man, what the hell is his name?
Jeremy Coleman?
No. That little short annoying guy, he's kind of gay looking. Oh, man, I don't know.
From where? Movie, TV?
Give me the beeper.
Near
Give me the beeper.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Hey, take it easy, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. And don't forget that every guess is a clue for you. A clue for you.
It's fun when someone who really enjoys the gaming calls in, isn't
Absolutely.
it? He loves the game.
Give me the beeper. I like it when we speak to a young lawyer.
Give me the beeper.
Lesbian!
Okay, we're going to start. We're going to start the freak show now.
All right, we're starting the freak show.
Our listeners are coming down to perform various acts of delight and wonder. And we're going to start with the big one today. We're not going to, we've got a bunch of people here, but we're going to start with the guy who's going to use colorful push pins and push pin his nutsack into
Well, I think he already
leg.
has, right?
Yes.
He already has. He can't do it here. He's already done this. He's going to show it to us.
Now, Leah, we are going to take a digital picture of this and instant message it to you.
Yeah, I have the computer up now.
So you're going to be able to see it relatively quickly.
Okay.
Wheel the guy in, Lisa. Wheel him in, please. And let's...
Man, the lights are bright in here right now. Look at this guy.
Meet and sign in. Hi, what is... yeah, grab that microphone. What's your name, my friend?
My name is Mike. What's happening?
Mike, where are you from?
I'm from, I guess I'll say, Rockville, Maryland.
Now, Mike's wearing a Johnny Knoxville t-shirt, and is he kind of is he a hero of yours?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
Right.
Along the lines, Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O.
And what do you like doing that kind of stuff, right?
I've been known to be a jackass.
All right, very good.
So what you've done is you have taken your nutsack,
Yes.
and with colorful push pins,
Yes.
you have attached it to your leg?
No, I didn't do the leg.
You simply put the push pins into the...
kind of like a, what do you call it, like a quill, when you do the...
All right, well...
Mike, are you in any pain right now?
It's a little awkward, yeah.
May we see?
I mean, I can, if you want, I can stick it into my leg, too, if you like.
No, that's okay.
That's
No,
okay.
you can't do anything like that once you're in the studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mike, the human pin bag.
Should I wait for Buzz? Buzz, you want an up-close view of this, or?
Yeah, Buzz is coming in from the
Buzz
news
is
studio.
running.
Lisa does.
Okay.
Guys out there, don't be jealous. Lisa's right here, standing right next to me. So
very good.
And honey, I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. Are you married, man, Mike?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Hi, Jody.
Go ahead,
Okay. I did it a special red, white, and blue colors. I'll just try to get the sack out so it doesn't like.
Okay, so we don't have to see all.
Oh, God! Oh, God, there's blood! Oh,
Really?
God!
I'm patriotic. I love you, Leah. I hope you like this.
Oh,
He has-
I'm waiting for a picture.
Okay, he has.
Mike, can I
okay.
come closer?
No,
Put it back in. Put it back in.
Put it away.
Take it out.
Put it away.
Oh,
He
there
has
was blood.
He has red, white, and blue push pins in his bean bag.
There was blood. It was. That is one of the most horrible things
two
I've
push
ever
pins.
seen.
I lost 2 push pins in somewhere in the lobby. So if anybody feels around, please send them to Don and Mike, and they'll mail them to me. Thank you.
Hey, was that an incredible act for the first of our
Thank you.
show?
Great start.
Mike, I gotta hand it to you, man. Man, you
Get out of here,
You got
Mike.
balls.
Leah, be glad you're not here.
Oh my God, Leah, you would have been freaked out.
These photographs.
I would have.
These photographs will be available at WNEW.com
And the freak show is on the way.
and WYSP.com.
Underway, I should say.
Okay.
My God, I couldn't. You know when? Okay. See you
know,
later.
it was
He
like-
knew he got me, didn't he?
It was very much like Ben Stiller. If you've seen something about Mary,
Yes,
the
exactly.
scene where Ben Stiller gets his nuts stuck in his zipper.
Right.
That's all we saw was that part of the
He
guy's.
didn't drop trout. What he did was pull it out from the side.
He pulled it out, and right there was a red and a white and a blue. Are you seeing the picture, Leah?
No. Lisa said she can't connect. She'll email them.
She'll email.
And she said, yes, there is blood.
There is blood, and I will tell you that is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
It looked
on a
like the
freak show.
worst taffy pull in the world.
And it looked like, seriously, there had to be pain.
Well, did you see the
involved
way
in
he
that.
walked into the
Yeah,
studio?
he was in a lot. And he had
great
how many were
start.
there? Like 8 of them? It looked like about 8 push pins.
I thought I saw 5.
Really?
Of course, I looked, and then I looked away.
I looked away, and I guess, you know what the key when a guy comes in like that is for me to pretend it doesn't bother me. Because then he won't be, hey, can I come closer?
And then they'll play to you.
But he was
they
so-
do love to play to you.
Because I get so totally grossed out by that. Tin bag, jeez.
Buzz, I guess what we all have to do right now is, or should we wait till the end of vote?
We should wait till the
you
end.
should wait.
We should wait till the very end, and then we should make our vote.
Particularly since Leah hasn't seen the evidence yet. Evidence.
Yeah. But I'm making my notes. Mike,
Yes.
push pin to balls.
I'm telling you, the guy is fantastic.
Probably one of the, he is definitely
One of the best we've ever had.
one of the best we've ever had.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
His attitude.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello,
Don and Mike. Yeah, hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, how can you guys just blast Opie and Anthony like that? I mean, listen, I'm from Philly, and I don't know much about you guys in the past.
How can we blast them like that? Well, you haven't heard it. Right?
I mean, what I heard from it, like, I never heard really them guys blast you like that.
Well, then you.
But, I mean, I listen to them, and I think they're hysterical.
Listen, I'm glad you think so, but if you've heard them in Philly, you've only heard them for what, about 6 months?
You're probably like 8 or 9 months.
All right, well, then you've not heard. I don't think they've been on that long. You've not heard all of the past battles we've had with them.
Like, I mean, I know they can go after Howard Stern and they go after other people. I see how they can get with their little army and everything, but...
Their army of 12-year-olds on the computer. Listen,
12-year-old Gary.
The point is, a lot of it is you have to listen for the subtle jabs, since they've been instructed to try to be team players.
Yeah, and
I
then,
don't understand. See, I mean, I know how they were, what they said about Washington. They said they came into Washington in a bad situation because you guys basically control all of Washington, D.C., because you guys been on there the longest.
That's right. We're all powerful in Washington, D.C.
No, I'm saying, so they sat there and said they have, they can't get by you in Washington, D.C., but
That's
what
the
are the
bad-
ratings? What are they in New York again?
well, see, the problem
Their
is...
rating in New York is 8th place.
8th place.
The problem is that attitude. That's the problem. And we got fed up with the subtle digs about, our ratings being bad in New York, which we know, which we've never kept a secret. And we get very frustrated. Their attitude is we're in their way. We have wanted, and we said months ago, that we wanted to work together with these guys, whether they like us personally, whether they like our show. We wanted to work with them, and we wanted to just do that. We wanted to have a truce like we have with Howard. Well, the little digs and the comments about our ratings have been going on and going on and going on. And while Don was program director here, he didn't say anything about it. And then finally, when he's not program director, it's like a lot of stuff needs to be said that should have been man said a long time ago.
I didn't say stuff because I'm thinking about the best interest of this radio station.
Right. So your guys' jobs are on the line now?
Well, not our jobs, but certainly our syndication in New York is in a rather tenuous position.
But we've known that anyway.
Yeah. And what about Philly? Are you guys going to stay on in Philly?
Yeah, listen, we're not going anywhere. They're not going to fire us because we talked about Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony have talked about us. We've talked about Opie and Anthony.
So you guys can't, because Opie and Anthony, I like them, but they don't seem to get along with, they don't get along with Howard, they don't get along with you guys.
You know what?
That should tell you something.
And that's the deal. They don't get along. They get along with Ron and Fez because
they're after them, so.
Ron and Fez don't threaten them, you know.
So what about, you guys get along with Howard. What's Howard's ratings in New York?
Howard's ratings in New York, Howard, I think, is second or third.
He's second or third?
Second or third.
I mean, we really tried to be company guys about this, but at a certain point, when you're not getting any support from management, you got to tell it the way it is. And you get tired of being, slapped at and tired of being run down. And, we like to tell it the way it is. And this is the first time we've really done that.
And if you're a listener of them, even for the last 6 months, you certainly must have heard when they've discussed WNEW and what an awful station it is, and how they're the only show on the station that has any ratings and all of the other shows stink. Well, guess what? We're one of the other shows.
Yeah, you're on WNEW.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
And we're, that is damaging, and we don't like it.
Aren't all three of you guys on WNEW?
No, Howard's not on NEW, which is, to me, the stupidest move of all. What they should do is just move all the shows to K-Rock and move the music to NEW, but they'll never do it. They'll never do it because they'll never do it.
Oh, my God, I just got the picture.
It's the right thing to do.
You see it?
Yeah. My God.
Leah, there would seem to be only one word.
Oh, my God.
There would be only one word that you use rather... I think you used that word better than anybody else that would describe that picture.
Wow.
Wow.
That's the word. How about that, Leah?
Put them out.
Yeah, everybody else...
Not great.
Everybody else is going to be able to see...
Leah Remini does not disappoint.
Everybody else will be able to see that.
Wow.
See that picture on WNEW later today.
Oh, my God.
All right, I got to let you go. I'll see you later.
I hope you two can work it out because that way everything's settled.
Yeah, we do too. We do too.
My friend. So do I.
I doubt it after today, though.
Yeah. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey, Don and Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you don't work it out, actually.
That's funny.
Listen, I called you guys about 8 months ago, and I was getting ready to bust Opie and Anthony's balls, and you guys cut me off. So just to vouch for how, you were low on the station or whatever.
It served no purpose at the time. All right, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I really don't want to devote the show to
No, I don't either, especially when we got a guy that's got, push pins in his sack.
Hello, Don and Mike.
The show is jam-packed with goodness today.
Yes, it is.
Hello.
Hey, whenever y'all first went up to WNEW in the first place, weren't y'all praising, saying how good the Opie and Anthony show were, and whenever you came back to DC...
we was doing that. We was saying how good it were. And then what happened was one day, if you really want to know what really pissed us off, we got in a fight with them, and for whatever reason our show wasn't on the air. I think we had a fight with Ken and pulled our show off the air, NEW. We didn't want to be a part of it because of the way that all the crap that was going down. They took that tape, which had never aired on WNEW, and played it.
Right.
Which is, at very least, something that one broadcaster doesn't do to another broadcaster, even if you hate the broadcaster. At that point, we were not employed by WNEW. We pulled the show off WNEW because we were pissed off about the way we were being jerked around. And they got a tape. They got the tape of the show and played it on the air. And then when we went to management and said, hey, that's not right, management said, hey, guess what? You're right. That's not right. And we said, great, what are you going to do about it? And they said, nothing.
And that's the way it's always been.
And I said, great, then I'd like an apology. Simply because, it's a stand-up thing to do. It's a manly thing to do. That's what really started it. I mean, the real fight was them, besides all the BS. Yeah, and you're right, when we first went on, we coexisted. But really, to be honest, the hands that went out as far as offering an olive branch was us to them.
Right.
Never them to us. Right. And even then, we were rebuffed.
You know, and the one thing they said, and when they've been going off and raving out when we signed out in Philadelphia, so they didn't like our show. You know, they said that too. They've come out and said that, which we have never done about their show. We have never said that.
I want to see more freaks.
All right.
Hey, one more quick thing?
No, see, when someone says one more quick thing,
right, exactly.
That's a sign they got to be cut off.
Yeah.
And,
Leah, I pleasure myself every Monday night.
Stand by. We have to break now. Hello, Donna Mike Show.
Hey, how's it going, Donna Mike?
All right, my friend.
Hey, man, I just heard the other callers talking about Opie and Anthony, and I don't know. I've never heard you guys exchange words or anything there, but I know you guys are the best. I get off work at 2:30 around here. I live in Springfield, man. And all I know is I listen to Buzz's made-up news stories, and I turn WJFK off, man. I think those guys stink.
All right, well, listen, I don't want to turn this whole show into this whole dumb O&A.
No, we got freaks to deal with.
Hello, Donna Mike Show. I'm just taking calls here while we're waiting for freaks to bring in the next freak.
We got lots of freaks. They've been limping and gimping
Bring
into
in
the building.
freaks.
Bring them on.
Hello, Donna Mike.
Hello?
And Leah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't disagree with the sentiment, sir, but you can't say the word effing.
You can't say that on the radio, sir.
See, Leah, did you hear that?
Yes.
Hello, Donna Mike.
Hi, I'm just calling because I used to live in New Jersey and listen to Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
And then I moved down to Baltimore, and now I listen to you guys all 4 hours every day.
Well, that's very nice.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. People love the controversy. People,
yes.
Leah, you were asking, why do you do that? I mean, this is kind of what people, you can hear it. They get into it no matter what it is.
People love to hate.
I mean, people love to hate. That's right, Buzz.
We could take the next 4 hours.
Robin's applauding.
No, but the thing is, people are not really hating. People are calling in and saying that you're right, that you didn't talk us about them.
Exactly.
So that's kind of nice.
Hello, Donna Mike.
Donna Mike.
Yeah.
You guys rule.
Thanks.
I don't know what those other guys' deals is. They're just like busting balls for no obvious reason.
Maybe.
It's like the Yankees throwing baseballs at each other's heads. It just wouldn't work out on the field.
Very true. And as a matter of fact, to get back to this whole thing, one of the analogies that I brought up in one of the countless worthless meetings I've had with the worthless, moronic, brainless, ballless managers in this company.
Come on, say what you mean.
Don't sugarcoat it.
I said at one point, anybody in this room a football fan? Some of them raised their hands.
Their duck-like hands were raised.
I said, perhaps, how many have heard, keep your hands up now if you've heard of the Oakland Raiders? And they kept their hands up. I said, how many of you, keep your hands up now, how many of you heard of John Madden? Right. And they all kept their hands up, and I said, now, I'm sure you all know the story that the Oakland Raiders, when John Madden was the coach, they were a team that didn't like each other.
Right.
And all the hands are still in the air, and I said, yet John Madden was able to get those 40 men to go out on Sunday
and work together
as a team.
Amen.
Yet Ken Stabler hated Mark Van Egan, and Dave Casper hated Lyle Alzado, and at this point, one of them just like, can we put our hands down now?
As soon as the Dave Casper, the hands started to go down, right?
Yeah, but the point was, and I'm getting your point about the Yankees, it would be like if, let's say a guy just hits a little dribbler and it goes back to Roger Clemens, and instead of throwing it to first base, he turns and throws the ball directly at Derek Jeter's head.
There you go. Good.
That was a question.
Yeah.
Hey, Leah.
Hey,
since you've, gone down to doing radio now, how soon will it be until you're giving enemies?
2.
Now wait. Now wait a minute.
That's
you were making it was going in the right direction. You were talking about the worthless quality of being a radio performer, but then you did the first rule of comedy. You laughed at your own joke. Red Skelton used to do that. You're losing your head.
And don't forget, Leah said to who? Which means it's not out of the question.
And incidentally, is that the logical jumping point? Do you go from radio to enema giving right away? Is that the way? I don't know.
Hello, Donna Mike Show.
I'm just being educated today.
Yes, you are.
Hello, Donna Mike Show.
Now downloading.
Yeah,
Hello.
I was wondering why you guys are gimping on O&A so bad.
Hey, why are we gimping on them, man?
You are so late to the party on that too. God,
if we're gimping on that, I think we explained ourselves pretty well.
I don't think you should go into it again, because obviously the guy's not listening. People are on your side.
But I'm sorry.
They went into it. They did the thing for... Honey, it was like an hour. They totally... they're justified in what they said.
I know, but they've been on in Philly a lot longer than you guys, and...
But
Like the halfway point between New York and DC.
What does it mean that they've been on in Philly longer than we have? BFD.
Well, I learned to tolerate them, and they kind of grew on me like you guys did, and I kind of like both shows.
Thank you. Well, then, you know what? Then perhaps...
Fantastic.
I'm glad you like both shows. Then you are the model listener for the Infinity Radio plan.
Gee, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
See you later.
There's a plan?
Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Good
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Talk about being company men. Didn't you guys switch to middays for Opie and Anthony?
Negative.
You didn't.
Now, the real reason we went to middays was to get live clears in New York and Philadelphia. That's the reason. But, you know, that happened at the same time that Opie and Anthony came aboard and did afternoons here in Washington.
Now, that's another great fallacy that I don't know if it's perpetuated by them, but it's thrown out there that we gave up our time slot. The truth of the matter is, if we had stayed an afternoon drive, they would have put Opie and Anthony on WHFS in Washington. That's a fact. And we were ready for that.
They gave us the opportunity. They said, would you like to do, middays? He said, well, we'd make the move out of a drive time slot if it meant going on in the two large markets of New York and Philadelphia. Those were the guaranteed markets where we were going to go on live. And I think as a lot of people that listen to this show regularly know, it was like pulling teeth to make them, get us on in Philadelphia finally. And when we went on in Philadelphia, things have been great, as we always knew it would.
And as you said, it proves your strength that we'll follow you guys wherever you go.
Absolutely, and thank you, my friend.
That's fun, and we are really, and mentioning the ratings again, it is so much fun to realize that we are right on the verge of being number one, the first show in Washington, maybe anywhere in the country that has been number one in 3 different time slots.
And not a made-up number one. Number 1, 12 plus.
Yeah, the beauty contest, and we won't let you know until we know for sure that
real ratings. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, guys, I have a message for all these people calling and slowing the show down.
Yeah.
Really, who asked you?
Yeah. We're definitely at that stage now.
The Don and Mike Show.
A-wop, bop-a-loop-a, a-wop, bam, boom.
Right.
Don't listen if you're fuzzless behind the zipper. The Don and Mike Show.
Phone number from anywhere in America, 877-365-3636. Philadelphia, WYSP. Your phone number is coming very soon. DC, WJFK, 202-432-1067. New York, the island, WNEW, 877-692-1027.
Oh, what a day, what a day.
When they change the format of the station, that's what they should call it. They should make it
The island, Caribbean music.
Island 102.
Reggae, man.
The island.
Welcome. You're listening to The Island. WNEW, New York.
Stay tuned for the Opie and Anthony, the only talk show on the island.
But until then, need some more that fine reggae music, man. Here we go.
You're listening to The Island, 1027 WNEW.
Pineapple Princess. He calls me Pineapple Princess all day.
All right, listen, enough of that. I'm looking at a portion of the instant feedbacks we're getting from the junior program directors out there.
Right.
And one of them said, well, you were busting Opie and Anthony because their 25 to 54 rating was down, yet their 18 to 34 rating, well, no, that was down as well, but you were busting on them. What a stupid idiot you are, Don. Don't you know the audience of your radio station? Let me tell you the target audience of WJFK, WYSP, WNEW, KLSX, WCKG, any Infinity radio station that's doing this format. The target is adults 25 to 49.
Right.
That is the target. That is the dream.
Right.
Men and women 25 to 49.
That is what is known as the money demo.
For those who cannot achieve such lofty goals, they will tell you that the target demographic is men aged 18 to 49. I'm telling you, you can have a goddamn 25 share in men 18 to 24, and you're not going to get one agency buy. You know, the agency you're going to get is when the Lara Croft movie comes out.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Or when Gatorade comes out with a new flavor of Gatorade. That's who you're going to get for all you junior program directors out there who have the balls to say to me, well, don't you know what the target audience is?
Yeah, I think so.
The target audience is 25 to 54.
You knew that.
Don't let anybody fool you on that one.
Amen.
Okay? And thanks again, DC.
Wow.
For the great ratings. Let me just...
Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got Michelle's pictures.
Hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done ranting about our ratings yet. We have a 5.2, which puts us in second place. And WPGC, oh, you coloreds.
Gone.
Mr. 40 and Grady.
Don.
Grady and Mr. 40 have officially fallen on the floor right now.
I did that for their benefit.
I know you did.
We still got the knob on ours.
WPGC is number 1 with a 6.
There it is.
So that's where we go. We got 0.8 of a point to get to be the number 1 overall rated show.
You can do it, Washington.
So thank you very much for your support in the ratings, and all you guys who think you know about radio. You don't know dick about radio, or you'd be doing radio.
There you go.
Okay? Thank you.